Online shopping is a massive global business, and when it comes to the African continent, Jumia is a pretty big name, often called Africa's Amazon. The group offers a marketplace, logistics and payment services to its customers in several African countries. But operators like Jumia have been facing challenges, including competition from Chinese platforms, fraud and a lack of infrastructure. To discuss all this, we have the CEO of the Jumia Group, Francis Dufay, here with me in the studio. You've been around for quite a while now. You're not making a profit yet. If you're here to ask for money, the BBC's the wrong place, I suspect. What's going wrong?
Hi, James. It's been a long history, right? Those who have followed us in the past know it's been a kind of a roller coaster. But if you look at the recent history, we've been really completely turning around and restructuring the business over the past 2-3 years. Late 22, Jumia was in a difficult situation, having raised a bit too much money on the market and burned it a little too fast.
You can raise too much money?
It happens. Yeah, it happened to a lot of tech companies at the time, and Jumia was one of them. And then it makes it easy to burn it fast, which happened as well, unfortunately. So late 22, we started a full transformation of the business. We changed the whole management team. That's when I stepped up as CEO. Been with the company for 10 years, based in Abidjan. So I've been able to learn from the ground, close to customers. And we've been rolling out a whole new business plan, basically. So reducing the costs, obviously, refocusing the company on the one big opportunity, which is e-commerce. We exited a few countries that didn't make sense, tried to focus our resources and time. And most importantly, we rebuilt a value proposition that makes sense for the real African lower middle class. So people making somewhere between $150 and $400-500 a month, which is the income bracket where there's most of the demand and the purchasing power in Africa. That's our middle class. And we have to adapt. We have to be able to serve them well. So we've been rebuilding an assortment that's amazingly well priced. Amazing value for money is the starting point if you want to serve the African middle class right. We've been expanding our network to cover thousands of new cities, so we can serve people not just in the capital cities but also in smaller towns. We've been building the right channels to reach people who are sometimes digital natives but also sometimes fully offline or not trusting the e-commerce at all. And it's starting to work.
How does e-commerce work if you're not online?
Well, we need to make it work. That's the way to look at it, right? I mean, it's not. Sometimes I'm asked whether Africa is ready for e-commerce. The question is the other way around. How can e-commerce be ready for Africa? It's a unique market with unique challenges, and a large part of the potential customer base of people who have purchasing power either doesn't trust the internet or is fully offline. As simple as that. But they have some purchasing power. And we had to adapt the model so we can also accommodate offline sales. So you can order by phone on Jumia. You can order via Salesforce agents on the ground who are making a commission. So we incentivize local guys to just hustle, build their own business model and sell to their own communities. You can purchase from a paper catalog. So we've really adapted the playbook. You were saying Amazon of Africa. Looking at it from far away, definitely it's e-commerce in Africa. But the playbook has been fully tailored to the unique challenges that we face on the continent.
And we had a message in from a listener who seems to be a fan. I give them 5 stars for now, the person says. I don't know who it is, so perhaps a member of your team, I hope not. But also adding they should please extend their centres throughout Nigeria and should always ensure the quality of products featured on the platform, especially electronics and mechanical products. And if you were to do that, it's tricky, right? Because you're talking about reducing costs. This person is talking about expanding. Nigeria is a huge country. You operate in, I think, 9 countries. That is a huge market. Difficult to cut costs while also expanding.
We've actually been expanding quite a lot over the past 3 years across Nigeria, across Kenya, across Uganda, across many markets, while reducing costs. So the figures are the following. Over the past 3 years, we divided the fulfillment costs, so cost to deliver, by half, while opening thousands of new cities.
But you drive costs down by going to AI instead of ordinary people. Is that essentially people losing jobs to cut
No,
costs?
that's not really the play in our countries, right? Staff cost is relatively low, so we're okay hiring a lot of people in the warehouses, for example. We have very low levels of automation. That's not really something that's happening on our continent at this stage.
But not paying people much money then?
We're paying legal salaries, right? So we have to be perfectly clean, of course. We respect local regulation, but of course, warehouse staff is not making a lot of money. But when we look, we don't have to automate the warehouses. That's one of the choices we can do. And so we've been able to actually expand to thousands of new cities pretty far away. So if we talk of Nigeria, we recently opened a new route to Sokoto. We opened to Maiduguri, so far east, far west in the north, with great results because we're serving people there, who have some purchasing power, but they have no choice, right? Local retail is quite a disaster. Those customers are totally underserved. And it's actually a great business for Jumia, and we've been able to tailor the way we do fulfillment and logistics so it's cheap enough so we can charge very low shipping fees, and it makes sense both for Jumia and for customers.
Are you feeling pressure from Chinese e-commerce firms, perhaps African ones as well?
We've seen some Chinese players trying to enter some of our markets, like Nigeria. So, for example, Temu came to Nigeria mid-24. But Nigeria is our most successful market right now with huge potential. We're growing faster than ever in Nigeria. We're the clear leader, and we're consolidating our leadership position because we've been doing the right things to serve cost-conscious customers across the country. I believe Africa is a tough market. You really need to adapt. If you come with a standard, rigid playbook from Asia or from the West, it's really hard to make it at scale in those markets. If we take those cross-border platforms you were mentioning, it's hard for them in Africa because there's no logistics ecosystem. They cannot find the partners to distribute at scale for them, or not at the right price. It's sometimes difficult to work with customs, as you may know. They have a hard time with payment on delivery, which they cannot do, and which is very critical for local customers, and so on and so forth. So adapting to the local market is key.
Francis Dufay, thank you very much indeed, CEO of the Jumia Group, joining us live here in the studio. Plenty more to come here on Newsday on the BBC World Service with Priya and James.